London, Leicester Square. These are the continuing voyages of Sky Movies to uncover strange new cinematic events, to boldly go where no one has gone before, apart from me. Hello, welcome to Star Trek Into Darkness.
Ready?
Okay. God damn it.
Having saved mankind and changed the course of history as Trekkies know it with the all-conquering 2009 revamp, the time has come for Kirk, Spock, and the rest of the gang to head out into deep space once again. And I got this funny feeling things are going to get pretty dark.
I hate this! I know you do!
We find the crew are in the midst of completing a raucous adventure. And they pretty quickly get thrown into the deep end, and they come up against a formidable adversary in the form of John Harrison.
You think your world is safe? It is an illusion.
He's a sort of awesome one-man weapon of mass destruction and a bit of a psychological manipulator and tyrant to boot.
Enjoy these final moments of peace.
What makes him so scary is he is just better at everything.
He's operating for worthy reasons, worthy causes in his eyes.
Your commanders have committed a crime I cannot forgive.
You understand why he's doing what he's doing, but you don't condone his methods.
None of you are safe.
Clear the room!
You know, the phrase that one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter kind of applies to him, and he does it with, well, a great deal of ferocity.
Have I got your attention now?
Everything's at stake. The planet Earth, Starfleet, the stakes are high.
I request permission to go after him. Starfleet is not about vendetta, Kirk. Maybe it should be, sir.
The first movie, in so many ways, was about the crew coming together, unifying, and getting to know one another. And in this film, I feel like everyone is up against a villain who's so insidious and so ruthless.
Jim, you're not actually going after this guy, are you? I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I only know what I can do.
By the time this happens, they're going through it all together, and they're caring for their captain as much as their captain is caring for them. So any decision that Kirk might make, he has to take into consideration that he needs to take everybody's opinion before making a final decision, because if he doesn't and he's wrong, it can cost everyone's lives.
We will not fit. We'll fit! We'll fit! I told you we fit. I am not sure that qualifies.
This movie's a lot more, for me, about all for one and one for all. The idea that, you know, we're not all together, but we have to work together, and that's the only way that we're going to be able to defeat this very formidable villain.
I watched you murder innocent men and women. I will make you answer for what you did.
So much that is packed into the film, from the spectacle and the size and the action of it and the journeys of all of our characters, and then you throw into the mix Benedict, who's this kind of larger-than-life bad guy. I think it's between that and the humor and the romance, you don't have to be a science fiction fan or a fan of that kind of spectacle to really invest emotionally in these characters. I think there's room in it for everyone.
Punch it. Come on, it's gonna be fun.
Even though we're presenting new scenarios that are based on real life issues, it's still done and told in a very picturesque way so that you can allow yourself to just let go and go there.
I can't think of a movie that I've seen that paints space and or the future with such beautiful detail. The visual effects on this show are just stunning to me.
If we're going to do this, we got to do it now!
Basically, lovers of good cinema will have a riot at this film. It's one of the most generous bits of entertainment you're likely to involve yourself with.
And the great thing is, there are a few, twists and turns that have been well preserved. So there's a lot in this movie for everybody.
Of course, one of the key ingredients to the success of Star Trek's both old and new is the ongoing bromance between Kirk and Spock. or Chris and Zach, as we now know them.
Captain on the bridge!
Lieutenant, we have an open channel, Mr. Spock.
The heat's frying his comms, but we still have contact.
Spock!
I have activated the device, Captain. When the countdown is complete, the reaction should render the volcano inert.
I think these characters are so iconic for a reason. I feel fortunate that Chris and I were we were given the freedom to step into them and to create them with our own voice and our own point of view, rather than trying to fill some mandate of recreating what was so indelibly made by William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy. And I also really feel like our personal friendship has informed our relationship to these characters and our relationship to each other in both of the movies so far, and that's something that I also feel really fortunate about.
And don't you think, too, it's the fact that what probably makes the characters so interesting to watch, hopefully, is that they come from such different ways of thinking, and that it is so black and white in many ways.
I don't think that. No.
Okay, well, then that's the end of that conversation.
No, of course I do.
Spock, nobody knows the rules better than you, but there has got to be an exception.
None. Such action violates the Prime Directive.
Shut up, Spock. We're trying to save you, damn it.
Doctor, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Spock, we're talking about your life!
J.J. Abrams is unique in his, wouldn't you say, his ability to tackle something this big but maintain on set at least a level of kind of levity and humor and easygoingness that I think...
Equanimity and respect for everybody that works with him.
Yeah. And his ability to multitask, I think, too, when you have something of this size, you have to deal with the technical aspect, which is all of the, from anything from the costumes to the FX to the green screen, but then to really be able to engage with the actors on a level of what the scene is about.
And be so specific about what he wants and how to play it, and always trusting our ability to interpret what he's asking for, and always giving us the benefit of the doubt, and just celebrating what we bring to it, I think, is another aspect of it. He really doesn't undermine anybody's contribution, whether it's the actors or the wardrobe department or the makeup department. He's involved in every single decision of the film, but he's able to stay involved and stay engaged and still stay this incredibly funny and incredibly generous man.
I think the humor, too, is a big thing. I think what I'm so excited about with Star Wars, too, is that our film, as much as it is Star Trek Into Darkness, there's always room for humor, and it does remind me of those great kind of Spielberg films of the 80s. There's this kind of, I even like, I know it's a weird comparison, but there's this Goonies-like atmosphere to our film of this disparate group of people all trying to overcome this awful baddie, and that in all the darkness and all the jadedness, there is humor, there is levity, there is kind of a wink, there is a nod that this is great entertainment, and above and beyond all the kind of moral problems and dilemmas and themes that he tackles, that it is entertainment at the bottom.
Spock were here and I were there. What would he do?
He'd let you die.
That time has come for the good people of the Starship Enterprise to beam their way down and join me on this stage. Or they could just pull up in a limo right over there. What do you make of this reception? Look at the fans all the way back there.
Hello, London. This is unbelievable.
Leicester Square, how are ya? You are looking phenomenal. Thank you so much for turning out. This is amazing, and we cannot wait for you to see this film. It is insane.
What is it like getting a reception like that on home soil as well?
It's wonderful. You guys are amazing! Yeah, this is home, so to come here and have this premiere, and also, the part of the film set in London, and it just seems very fitting. So to have everybody here as well, this is so exciting.
We were just in Leicester Square yesterday and saw them putting up the poster, and to see all these people who've been here to support us and welcome us, it means the world. We're thrilled to be here, and thank you guys all so much for coming out to make this possible.
We work hard for 5 or 6 months, we make something, then we come out, we show it, we pray, fingers crossed that people like it, because really all we want to do is is entertain, and I think what we've done is hopefully just that.
This whole film is bigger, better, badder than the last one, and we have an extraordinary performance in the form of Benedict Cumberbatch. He knocks it out of the park.
This is amazing. I'm so proud to be in this film, but I'm even more proud to be sort of bringing it home. And yeah, I'm overwhelmed.
How about that Benedict Cumberbatch, eh? Right? You only need to say his name in England and people lose their minds.
I felt like a kid test piloting fairground rides, and I remember turning around to JJ at one point going, are we allowed to have this much fun and call it making a living? It's absurd.
It's like going to school and you think you're gonna be working like a lot, and then you get to your class and your teacher's like the best teacher ever.
I've worked with JJ 4 times now.
Is it 4?
Yeah, so it's as many as Edgar Wright, so they're having a little war over me at the moment.
JJ did an extraordinary job of assembling a group of people who he knew could not only deliver on screen, but would get along. And we genuinely have an awesome time making these movies, and I think it shows on screen.
It's fun at the end of the day, and it's humor filled, and it's got a light touch, and for all of the darkness, it's, you know, I was telling something, it kind of reminded me of like a really, really intense, like Goonies on steroids.
What was it like when you first read the script?
I was bouncing off the walls. I was in a hotel room in New York, and I started screaming because it was really exciting, and someone knocked on the door because they thought I was being killed.
When the show came out, like